when a parcel comes into a jail, like a throw over, so to speak, yeah, you're in the yard, exercise yard, and a parcel gets chucked over. When you're in there, it's always a day that prisoners look forward to, yeah, for obvious reasons, you know. For one, everyone's thinking they're going to be able to get on it that night. For two, it's a change, in it. Little things, you know, when you're doing the same thing all the time, a little change, seeing a parcel come over and fall through a fence and watch it is exciting to watch, even if you're not involved in it. Oh, the screw's going to find it. The screw's officers, so the screw's going to find it. Are they going to catch you before you get it? Are they even going to spot it? It's always good when they don't spot it. And all the ways they come through, they come out, and the techniques they come out to stop you, they put a net over, you know. And then the night before, you'll see a tissue set on fire, gone over, like tissue roll. Mate, obviously the net just, when it lands on it, whatever they do to stop it, there's always ways out. Unless they put a glass roof on or a plastic roof on, then it would stop it, but maybe they don't want it stopped, who knows. Even with the nets though, you don't always have to put a fire, ruin the net to get it through. You can chuck little parcels, but you might have to chuck 10 instead of chucking 2. You might have to cut it down into 10, weight them down a little bit and chuck them, and they'll fall through the net. This is sort of like, well, this is one of them occasions. The geezer used to get, I don't know, 10, 15 parcels. Probably in reality, it's a couple of ounces, but it didn't fit through the net, yeah. So, all allegedly, you'd get them chucked over and they'd fall through. Yeah, it'd be like literally, it'd be raining for like a minute, okay, because there'd be so many coming over because they had to be little to get through the thing. And on this particular yard, it was tiny, it was small, right? The screws would always stand and lean against the gate, the entrance gate to get onto the yard. So they'd be leaning on it, and if you was leaning on the door, so to speak, you're literally scanning the whole yard. And within like a couple of running steps, more than a couple, 10, 15 running steps, which how long does that take to do? A few seconds. You're at one end or the other. You know, it's tiny. But that was the yard. There was you know, everyone always knows they're coming. Everyone knows. Everybody always ends up knowing. God knows why. Well, for this one, because the more people that know, the matey would want everyone to grab them, so to speak. Allegedly, he'd want people to grab them, and then he'd nice people off for grabbing them. You know. Yeah, and by nicing people off, obviously, you know, you'd give it to him and he'd go, okay, there's your bit. But the screws would always be bang on it. It'd be a race against time before they either grabbed it, and they'd see people grabbing them, and they'd get taken away down the block, all allegedly. Did they grab anything? Didn't they? You know, how can the screws really tell? Maybe they're just doing your shoelaces up, so you get taken away. But as long as it's gone, you probably get brought back onto the wing, or you'll get brought to another wing, and you just gotta do the do. You know what I mean? But with that many coming over, obviously it's always a risk, innit? Say you're chucking 10, you're probably aiming to get 8, realistically, aren't you? But you're not planning on losing it to the prisoners because he was being fair, you know? He was always fair. Pick it up and I'll sort you out. Lovely. But greed comes into it, doesn't it? People think, oh, I could only have a gram here, I could only have half a gram here, or I could have 10 grams here, or you know what I mean? You know, people think crazy greedy people, greedy. If you can't trust a prisoner, who can you trust? But at the end of the day, remember, you know, everyone's walking around on the yard this one particular day, waiting for it to start raining. 1, 2, 3, allegedly, it's all gone. Brum. People scattered, screws going, oh yeah, stop doing that and all that, yeah. Actually, This particular one, because I remember we didn't get brought back in. Usually, as soon as the screws see you, like as soon as it come over, they'd be like, in, everybody in, take you off the yard. This particular one, they come over and people just stayed on the yard. I remember it because there was an argument afterwards on the yard, right? So they come over, bum, 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 and people were scattered, picked them up. I didn't pick up none that particular time, all allegedly, of course. Yeah, so matey, like, so say 10 come over. People have gone up to him here, and there's 9, so one's missing. It's driving him mad, isn't it? Yeah, he's looking on the ground. Everyone's looking. You know, but not being bait that the screws can see. So, you know, pretending you're kicking your feet up in the air and going through the grass and knocking cans out of the way. Everybody's looking. No one can find it. Disappeared off the face of the earth, isn't it? He's going mad, yeah. He's saying he's, you know, the people that give it to him were under suspicion. Yeah, so the people that thought they'd done the right thing, picked up the thing, gone, yeah, lovely. Where's my bit? They're under suspicion. Did you pick up 2? Did you pick up 3? You know what I mean? How do I know that? You've got to be searched. So he's searching people on the yard. Other people are arguing, saying, you ain't searching me. And sort of rightly so, innit? You know what I mean? But what does it hurt, really? You know what I mean? Geezer thinks he's... Well, the geezer's dead. The geezer had over, isn't he? Simple as that, right? He can't find it. People have been searched on the yard. He's arguing with people because people are telling him no, he's not searching people. I never spoke to him on the yard. I never found nothing. The people that were under, like I said, the people that give it, that found the things, were under suspicion. Allegedly found things. Were under suspicion, allegedly, yeah. So he's arguing mainly with them and the people they're walking around with. You know what I mean? Did you pick up something? When he picked up something, yeah. When he gave me that thing, did you pick up that? You know what I mean? Everyone's under suspicion that come into contact with it, but he didn't find it. We're out there, you know. We never. I've said it a million times. We're never out there for an hour exercise. You're out there for 20 minutes or something. Screws. End of exercise. So everyone tries to get that one more lap in, don't they? End of like, you know. You've got to come in. Everyone just walks past the door one more time and just tries to get that extra lap in. Looking on the floor as well this time. Extra slow, trying to just find it. You know what I mean? People always got them out on the yard. Got a phone on the yard allegedly. When those things come over and they'll be like in contact or alleged contact to like with the outside, like, so did you throw 10? Yes, I throw 10. And the people outside ain't gonna take it. It's not worth a wank outside. You know what I mean? The stuff that's worth £1,000 in jail is worth a tenner on road. You know what I mean? It's worth nothing. The person that took it got grassed up basically, right? His cellmate. His cellmate. I mean, imagine coming in, right? Imagine you're in your cell, sitting there kicking back Saturday, right? Weekend. Saturday, right? Yeah. So everyone always wants a couple of zoots or whatever, or a little head change on a Saturday night if they can get it. Yeah. Match of the day and all that. Imagine you're on your bunk, you've got nothing. I walk in. I've got a quarter. I'll read. Boom. Don't tell anyone. The first thought you ain't going to have who in their right mind's going to go, yeah, actually, no, I'm going to go and tell him. Yeah, I'm going to go and grass you off. I'm going to lose out and you're going to lose out. Who does that? Someone did. I'm not saying it's right what the matey did on the yard and all that, but still, man, it's your cellmate. It's your cellmate. You've got to have a right grudge against your cellmate to grass him off like that. And you've got to be alright do-gooding little jobs worth to do that as well, haven't you? To ruin your own night. Cut your own nose off, innit? To spite your face. So he's gone down and told matey. Next day, probably. Allegedly, social time. Gone down him in the morning. Flew down there. My cellmate had this last night. You know what I mean? He probably smokes a couple as well. He probably didn't tell him that. You know what I mean? I had to. I did take it down like Bill Clinton. I didn't inhale. And it was all for you. Like, I didn't enjoy none of it. Little snitch, mate. again, it's not right to do what mate did on the yard. What an untrustworthy snake. But still, mate, his cellmate is 10 million times worse in my eyes for being a little snitch. Why not just go, right, my cellmate's a wrong, but I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts. You know what I mean? I'm going to enjoy my little wrong cellmate running around teeth and everything. I'm going to enjoy it and pretend I didn't know nothing about it when it comes on top for him. That's what a real man would have done. That's what I would have done. Oh, I'm a bad example of a real man. Yeah, snitched him off. His cellmate snitched him, so yeah. So what happened? He walked in there. Mate, he walked in there on his own. Didn't go in there firm-handed. Walked in there on his own and absolutely, allegedly, poggered him. I like that word, poggered. When I say poggered, I mean it's usually a description of someone getting a right good weigh in, mate. Yeah, getting absolutely poggered, mate. From bounced around the cell, ding, 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 like a pinball. Yeah, all because his cellmate was a snitch and he had itchy fingers. He shouldn't have done it. He shouldn't have done it. But still, mate, your cellmate. If you can't trust your cellmate, who can you trust? Absolute joke, mate. If you enjoyed that, subscribe and we'll chat again. Adios.